What's up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the CoGPod. This is episode 62.
The greatest show on earth.
Yeah! No, we're really not. Ew, I hate clown music.
Circus music.
Nick is here, Luke is here, I'm here, Grim is out.
Rip.
So we won't have that.
Who needs him?
That undertone of
Rip.
Rip Grim.
The undercutting tone?
Right. What y'all been doing this week?
Nothing.
Muffins?
Oh.
Yesterday we
I could
went
go
to
for
a
muffin.
brewery, Nick.
Yeah.
Is that what I saw
technically.
pictures from, or was that?
Yeah,
no?
we went to the Live Oak Brewery, and they have a disc golf course out back as well. So a bunch of us went.
Out in the pasture.
God, it's been so cold here. I had cabin fever. We've been locked up in this house for like 10 days.
Why don't you guys tell me how
ice.
cold it is in Texas right now?
It was like 20 with a wind chill of like 7.
Well, what is it? What
God.
is that? Like,
It's like, okay, so 0 is 32. It'd be probably like negative 10
well, that's kind of cold.
Celsius.
That's kind of cold,
something like
actually.
that.
I guess I can't make too much fun of you then. That's kind of cold.
Nah, probably negative 5 to 10, somewhere in there.
Either
Yeah.
way, I had cabin fever like a fuck.
It did get down in the single digits.
So do you guys not have warm clothes though? Like, could you?
We
You
do.
could have
Yeah, we
gone outside.
Yeah, but why?
Yeah, there
If I
was
don't
like
have to.
actual ice here for a few days.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
weird. I know.
Chipped
And
it into
luckily,
your drinks.
we both got to work from home, so
Yeah.
we were covered. But so yesterday, to get rid of the cabin fever, it like hit 60, but it was still windy and kind of cold, and we went out. And we were out drinking and playing disc golf all day. It was fun.
Mhm.
It's pretty course. A
Yeah.
lot of ants, though.
Really?
They need to-
Are these dangerous
Yeah.
southern ants or just regular?
Some of them were fire ants. Like I saw
Oh,
the
yeah.
big
Just
mama
stay away
ones,
from
and I
them.
was like, ugh. But we were driving to the place, so it's right next to the airport, so you know they got the brewery land like super cheap because they buzz right over the top of your head, like they're landing 4 feet away, like the landing gear is down as they're coming by, and so we're
You
driving
just hold your
up,
beer up and the plane clips the top off.
right? So, and the neighborhood right outside of the brewery, right next to the airport, is disgusting. It's like the most. Yeah, but more like a shanty town.
It
Even like
is.
everything was
Oh my God.
broken.
It's like a meth town.
It looked like a third world country just randomly parked out next to the airport, and then like we pull up, and luckily the brewery's super nice and modern and like pretty land, and they have a huge fence like all the way around.
Yes,
and
they
Luke was
should
like, I hope
probably.
I have razor wire.
Yeah. They built a border wall.
Got to
around
keep
it.
the riffraff out. Jesus. Yeah, it's a really pretty brewery, though. I say some words weird, so I have to enunciate.
You do.
Brewery.
Horror
Brewery.
brewery.
What if it was a horror brewery?
She would
Oh,
understand.
we should do that,
Yeah,
Nick.
totally
Move
should
here
do
and let's
that.
open one.
If
That would be fun.
if it gets a little
Well,
colder
let
and all
me
the
cut this
poisonous
so nobody
things
steals
die,
it.
I'll totally move down there.
There's
do,
not.
uh,
Oh, God.
It's horrifying.
Stop it with the scorpions. There's not that many.
I haven't seen that poisonous
You
thing.
haven't talked to Sniper. They're all over the place there, so I don't know
Yeah,
how
he lives
far
in the
is-
boonies up
He
there.
lives way out in the boonies.
Does he? Yeah, because they
We
can
live in
use light
civilization.
fixtures.
There's civilization where we live.
Austin seems to be like the hub of everything, though, because I always hear about stuff going on there.
Yeah, we don't do any of it though.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. I'm a
Yeah,
little
I mean, we
disappointed
did
you
go to
don't
that
go to haunted
brewery.
houses all the time, but
Yeah.
That's his fault.
Yeah.
yeah.
You need to find more friends that like stuff like that.
I
Why don't you
joined the
just
Austin
learn to
Horror
like it?
Society.
What?
Yeah.
Whatever.
You want me to learn
Can
how to
I
play
join
disc
it
golf?
too? Do you have to
Are
live
you
there
in
to join
Austin?
it? I can
Yeah.
say I am.
I mean, you can join it, but
What's
you're
your
not going
address?
to
I'll
get to go
use
to
the
any of their
address.
events. You don't have to put an address. You just
Okay.
join.
I'm going to
It's
join
1, 2,
it.
3.
It's a Facebook group. So they go and do stuff, but a lot of them do... They're more your style, Nick, where it's like heavy metal and horror mixed together.
Oh.
So they go to heavy metal horror shows. And I'm like, I can't. That's not really what I want to do. So...
And, I'd like a Taylor Swift
Because it's all
horror show.
worshiping the devil. What?
Taylor Swift horror show.
Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift. I don't think that she classifies.
I don't entirely get along with any
Classifies?
group somehow. Like, I always like
You trying to
stuff
say
that every group
qualifies?
doesn't like.
Amanda, what word did you just use there?
Classifies.
What does that mean?
Her music does not classify as heavy metal or horror.
She can
Like
use
you're trying
that.
to say qualifies.
Mm-mm.
I don't think she qualifies as heavy metal.
I wasn't talking about her. I was talking about her work.
Both are accurate.
You're
It's
not
fine.
accurate.
I am accurate. I'm going to
Nick,
join
did
that
you do
group.
anything cool? You should. Did you do anything cool this week?
Well, I drove around drunk people last night. That was kind of fun.
Cool.
I've been working hard to fix bugs for the game because we're in testing. We're in the final stages. And
I wondered, because it hadn't come out, like you didn't actually sell it yet.
No, and it's probably going to be February now because I ran into a big problem. There was a bug that I call the gender bender bug.
Uh-oh.
Where when you die 1 out of 50 or 60 times, you'll become the opposite sex. And
That's
when
awesome.
you're trying to find a bug that only happens 1 out of 50 or 60 times and it takes 20 minutes to compile and copy something, it's hard.
But does it hurt you to change genders? Like, doesn't really affect
it's a
you?
bug.
No, but I mean, if you woke up a man or a woman in real life, it would probably be a pretty big error. Like, it's just something that don't happen, right?
Yeah.
Before I fixed it, I was thinking, you know what, maybe I'll just say it's a feature in like the...
Yeah, it's a feature.
You know, the...
Make it a rogue. Just call it a roguelike.
It's an Easter egg.
Well, it's like a feature
so
and
it's a low
SJWs will love it. Like, they'll be like, yeah,
there you go.
here's a feminist for you. LGBTQ friendly. Kind of.
You could totally have marketed that. You just you just add roguelike to the description of the game, and then just that it's a really low chance that it happens, and it's like
it's a feature.
But
were you able to fix it?
Yeah,
were you able to fix it pretty
yes,
easily?
I was. I got this thing where if I fall asleep and think about a problem, I dream up the solution, and it usually works.
That happens to me too.
Yeah.
I stayed with Ross and Randy like 2 weeks ago, and there was a song playing. And I couldn't remember. I could hear the song that it was stolen from in my head, but I couldn't figure it out. And we tried Googling everything. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, don't worry. I'll think of it in the middle of the night when I'm dead asleep. I woke up at 4 a.m., found it immediately on my phone.
What?
Remembered to save it there and went back
like
to
this
sleep.
more often.
I don't know.
Like it's
it
so
works
easy.
for me.
That's really considered a problem, though. That was just...
It was a problem for me. It was going to drive me crazy.
That was just like trying to remember something that you definitely know, but it's like jogging your memory, you know?
Sleeping jogs my memory for sure.
That's a different thing than actually
reminds me of a related story. This is a little bit off topic, getting off the road here, but before the internet was a thing, like before people had easy access to the internet.
That wasn't a time.
I know.
Oh, I forget you're hundreds
now.
of years old. This was a long time
I keep forgetting.
Our listeners don't know what pre-internet was.
Yeah. Back in the 1630s, we were in Transylvania.
Judging by a lot of the questions we get, a lot of them are not going to know what I'm talking about. But there was a time before the internet. And on my last day of school for the summer, I took out a book from the classroom, which was a Sherlock Holmes book. And remember, I lived in a small town where people probably don't read much. And I read the book, left, and then later on, probably a couple weeks later, I was saying, what was the bad guy's name in Sherlock Holmes? And I couldn't remember it. There's basically no access to any way to find it out.
I know who it is.
Well, yeah.
And basically, I went a couple of years where I just couldn't figure it out. There's just no way to know things.
Why wouldn't you have just... you couldn't Google it.
You could have asked anybody.
No one read Sherlock Holmes that I knew about. Like,
Why didn't you just read the book again?
Because I didn't have access to that classroom anymore.
Oh.
We switched schools halfway through grade school, so... But anyway...
I feel like you could have asked a teacher.
The very first thing I ever looked up on the internet was, what is the bad guy's name in Sherlock Holmes years later? And I was like, it is...
Moriarty.
Yeah. There. Took me years to find that.
See, you could have just asked us.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
I write a letter to Texas, to strangers.
Dear strangers.
That's funny.
Wait, is Fort Worth in Texas?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
When I was a kid, I had a pen pal in Texas, so I could have asked them, I suppose.
Did you?
There you go. You could have sent a letter back when you were still alive and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was alive.
I should have asked.
What number clone are you on? Anyway, Jesus.
No, I'm the same one.
Dear Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Bad. It sucks when you get to a point in your life where people start wondering if you're so old that people wonder if you're mythological or supernatural. Or
oh my god.
Shit.
Yeah, Fort Worth is North Texas. So where I went to college was Arlington, which is dead center between Fort Worth and Dallas, and they call the whole area DFW, Dallas Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
It's where the Cowboys are. It's where the Texas Rangers are. Mm-hmm. Like everything's right there.
Texas seems
Dallas
huge.
Mavericks. It is.
It is very huge.
Oh, okay.
Huge with a Y.
How many Nova Scotias fit in it?
4.
7.
4? 7?
10. 12.
You guys have no idea what size Nova Scotia is, probably.
Google it real quick. I'm going to guess legit there are 5 Nova Scotias.
I'm guessing like 11.
Whoa, that's big.
How many Nova Scotias
would fit
in
Texas?
Let's see. We might have to actually do math because nobody's done the math.
No. Just get.
What?
Pull up a map. Look at the size.
No, you can't do that. It's 20,441 square miles in Nova Scotia.
Okay. Copy that somewhere because I'm going to forget.
Okay. This is good stuff. This is good radio.
I don't give a shit. They can fast forward if they don't want to
Also known as 52,942 square kilometers.
That's what we use.
Okay.
That's that the older generation uses miles.
Really?
Yeah. We're in a weird transition phase.
Texas. Wikipedia.
They probably have it in feet.
268,581 square miles.
So that's a lot of Nova Scotias.
That is. Okay, so Nova Scotia is 20,000. Holy shit.
Where's a calculator?
And then...
grab a calculator.
Hold on, we've got to divide the other way. So we got to do 268,581. And...
you were really close, Luke.
Math. 268,581 divided by 2441. 13
Nova Scotias.
0.14 Nova Scotias.
Wow, yeah, you were close. Good job.
I was completely wrong.
Oh, the last video.
That's all right. We'll keep talking.
I got it.
So
Control-Shift-T.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, there you go.
I saw this movie on Netflix that I want to tell you guys to for sure don't watch.
Mm-hmm.
I was bored and I was like, this looks good because it's got... let me pull up the IMDb because I'm notorious for not telling you anything useful about a movie. It's called Before I Wake in 2016, starring Kate Bosworth, Thomas Jane. Duh! Like, what movie would not be good with fucking Thomas Jane in it? And then the little kid, Jacob Tremblay, was in Shut In. So all the characters are people that I really, really like. So I start watching it, and it's basically about this couple that loses their kid. He drowns in, like, the bathtub or something by accident. So eventually they adopt this other child that's got these weird psychic abilities. And if he sleeps, then like some demon butterfly man comes. Okay.
Is it the Mothman?
So it's like Freddy versus Mothman.
Kind of. So he's like pounding monsters. 6-year-old just pounding monsters every night. He's like, I can't go to sleep. And it was okay for a while, but I couldn't. It was so bad. I turned it off. I didn't even finish it. And I don't do that very often.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't finish it.
That is rare.
And it got like a 56 on Rotten Tomatoes, which is higher than most things I watch. And it's got a 6.1 on IMDb, which is higher than most things I watch.
Still not good, though.
It was awful.
See, the problem, here's the thing. It's not bad enough to be like, so bad it's good, but it's not good enough to be good. It's in that weird gray middle area.
Just actually bad.
Yeah.
Awful. So don't waste your time with Before I Wake, kids. PSA.
Yeah.
Why are you kids watching movies like this anyways?
That's not that scary. It wasn't scary. There's butterflies everywhere.
You said kids.
But they had like glowy butterflies as part of the effects of the demon thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then that next night, my dreams had glowy butterflies in them. And I was like, oh, it's really pretty. And I knew it was a dream. Again, I knew it was a dream. So I'm walking around and the sky had whales like swimming in it and stuff. It was so cool. I was like, man, I wish I could stay here. I got so upset that I had to wake up.
Something's odd about
No, I knew
tonight.
it was a dream. And I was like, man, it would be cool if I could just stay here. Why do I have to wake up?
Sky whales.
Sky whales.
Yeah.
Could be a whale lord.
Basically.
There's another one. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What?
Another one that you shouldn't watch on Netflix.
What?
Called The Open House.
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch it, but you said it was awful. What is it?
It's got that kid from 13 Reasons Why, who isn't a particularly good actor anyway.
Which kid?
The boy who is, listening to the tapes.
Because I saw a scary movie with him in it on Netflix, and I loved it.
Oh, please say it wasn't The Open House. Movie?
I don't think so.
What was your one about?
It was called The Neighbor.
Well, then that's obviously not The Open House.
Oh, okay.
Well, this one's bad because it has nothing means anything.
Oh.
Well, no. Oh, let me get into that.
So what's it about? Synopsis it.
There's this family who is having some financial trouble, and the father dies in front of the son.
Okay.
So they can't live in the house that they currently have, so the mother's sister allows them to live in her house that's currently for sale, which just happens to be a goddamn mansion in the deep woods.
Right.
And then the pilot light in the basement keeps going off for probably about 45 minutes in this movie, and that keeps scaring them. And they meet all kinds of suspicious, scary people who have nothing to do with anything. They're just red herrings all the time.
Just a lot of red herrings, yeah.
And oh yeah, you said about the nudity thing. That's one thing I wanted to bring up. The only nudity in this movie is a really uncomfortable, awkward nude scene where the mother's in the shower and the son sticks his head in the bathroom.
What?
To ask to use her phone, and she's like standing back with her big mum ass visible. And I'm like, this was completely unnecessary. You shouldn't ever have a nude...
Mom butts are unnecessary.
Yeah, plus you shouldn't have a nude scene in any movie that contains 2 generations.
Yeah,
that's just weird.
It is really weird. It's creepy.
Yeah. Because I know the director was just like, I wonder what she looks like. I wonder what a mom butt looks like. So let's write this in. And
a mom butt looks like those high-waisted jeans from the 80s. Mm-hmm. That's what a mom butt is.
Yeah, or like a big floppy square or a big floppy rectangle.
It's true. It's flat, but somehow
big. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I don't get it.
Anyway, I don't think it's a big spoiler, but well, you know what? I don't even care if it's a spoiler. The movie's horrible. None of the spooky people you meet have anything to do with anything. And you never find out who the killer is, where they come from, how they got in, why they wanted to kill him.
Then what the fuck is the point?
So it's just a random killing?
Yep.
They just RDM'd this guy.
You don't know if it's a man or a woman. It's not any of the people in the town because you see all the people you suspected while it's going on.
So there's no resolution for
No, and
how stupid.
The main scary thing he did was for about a month in movie time, he kept blowing out their pilot light whenever she took a shower.
Ooh.
Or maybe the pilot light was just faulty.
That's dumb. Okay,
maybe.
Would not recommend.
Maybe there was a draft.
So there's 2 movies, you guys. Don't bother watching either of those. So because Luke and I are going to be on that quiz show with sci-fi horror with Cake Wolf next month sometime, we downloaded like all the sci-fi stuff we could think of, which was literally just all of the Alien movies and all of the Predator movies.
You're going to be in so much trouble.
And Event Horizon.
They're not going to ask you anything about any of those except maybe Event Horizon.
And then Moon.
And then so we downloaded Moon, which I had seen and loved, but Luke had never seen it.
I never even heard of it.
Even though it's highly acclaimed or whatever. Mm-hmm. So we watched that just before the podcast. Mm-hmm. What were your thoughts, sir?
Have you seen it, Nick?
Moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Moon.
Yeah, it was good. It was
thought-provoking.
Yeah, it was a little easy to figure out, I'd say, because there were a lot of clues, and then it was pretty early on that you were like, oh, obviously, that's what's going on here.
Yeah.
And I think that whole section from when he figured out to the end could have been condensed by about half.
Yeah.
And then they could have, in the last third of the movie, had resolution beyond, just the small resolution that they had, if that makes sense. Like, he could have, because at the end, like, it's just a radio show, right, that he's calling into, and it's like, okay. Yeah. But he could have actually been more...
showed footage.
More conflict resolution of, addressing the problem. And
I don't think it's spoilers to say what happened, but I want people to go watch it because it's really good.
Yeah, we'll just let them watch it. But yeah, I think it was really good. I think it could have been better, but it was cool concept.
What I was impressed with, and movies that do this always leave a big impression on me. Mm-hmm. They don't have super loud background music. They don't rely on the music to draw you in or out.
It's very ambient music.
Very, very light, like more like real life feeling. And then there's the one guy. Like it's just him the entire time.
Well,
and it was like that with that movie, The Shallows with Blake Lively, which just her almost the entire movie. And also that movie Shut In, I was just talking about that this kid was in. It's basically just Naomi Watts and the side characters for just a few seconds here and there that say one-liners. But the movies where there's barely music and it's just focused on the one actor, I find that super impressive because it relies on that actor's talent to really tell the story and draw you in and hook you. And that takes hard work.
He did really well. And considering that he wasn't by himself, really, I mean, there was one AI. That wasn't an AI, obviously. It's
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey
Played the AI.
We don't speak his name anymore.
I know.
he's one of the shunned now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then also the way he had to play different aspects, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of like when McAvoy had to play like 26 different versions of himself in Split.
I still need to see Split.
Oh, we should download that.
Yeah.
Did you download Geostorm?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm watching that when we get done.
That's going to be so bad.
You're going to watch it because there are going to be questions.
No, that is not a sci-fi horror movie.
Yeah,
you guys need to look into like Arthur C. Clarke. And...
No way.
Because like 2012 for sure, disaster sci-fi movies.
Disaster movies are not sci-fi horror movies.
Wait, is the stipulation on the show they're going to ask you about sci-fi horror movies or just sci-fi
horror?
Oh, okay.
Sci-fi horror.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's a horror, but he asked what genre I would be more familiar with, and that would be sci-fi horror.
Oh, okay.
So you don't think Interstellar counts?
That's not the same thing.
That's a disaster end of the world.
Movie.
Yes, it is. That's like the most likely version of how the world is going to end.
But the movie isn't about the disaster. It's about a world after.
What about 2012? Would you think that was a sci-fi? Oh.
I didn't care for that movie.
If the movie is about the disaster itself, then no.
Oh, okay.
But a movie that's set in a dystopian world because of a disaster, that's a different thing. Because the movie is actually not about that disaster. It's about like
what about Blade
Interstellar
Runner, then?
I never saw Blade
I never
Runner.
saw it. We should watch it because I heard the new one's really good.
Yeah, I did hear the new one was good too.
Nothing to
get both of those.
Almost nothing to do with the book. Really.
Well,
do you know what the original title of it
is it? What?
Blade Runner, they changed the title. The actual title is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Did you ask Resident Evil?
Yeah, is that sci-fi?
I think it's listed as sci-fi.
I would think so. You know those pretty well.
I would probably call it, yeah. I mean, it's definitely like survival horror, zombie horror, but it's also based on...
Made by science.
Yeah.
So that would count.
It's kind of a niche thing.
Except for the last one. I did not like those movies.
I didn't see the last... I mean, we did binge all the awful ones at one point.
Yeah.
They're so bad.
They tried so hard to get away from... They try so hard to get away from their source material when they make a lot of these movies that it's just like you're losing the fans you would have had.
Well, the problem is because they've made like 7 of them now, right? So they're kind of running out of ideas. So they're like, the T-virus is all magical apparently and all powerful,
and also all played out
depending on who it infects. So,
but there's been more game series.
That's
and
true.
They're all fresh for the most part.
Yeah. They also just kind of change settings, though.
Yeah.
They kind of do the same thing in a different setting and add better gameplay elements or worse. Apparently the latest one was really, really good.
Yeah, and really different from the other ones, too.
Yeah, it was back to the original kind of style.
Didn't Richard do a playthrough?
Yes, I think he did.
On his YouTube?
I know he was playing it, and we watched some of it.
I bet that was real good.
Speaking of game news, what did you posted this link about Overwatch. What did you want to talk about?
Yeah, they made a deal with Twitch You hear about this, Nick?
No, I didn't hear about this.
So, like, right before the Overwatch League started, the eSports League they made an official Overwatch eSports League. And literally, like, the day before it started, they announced an exclusive deal with Twitch that they're all going to be broadcast on Twitch. And so it was a pretty big deal for eSports news. And it's apparently doing really well so far. People are rooting for teams and they're finding their kind of home team. And
so it's not going to be on YouTube at all.
They might like export to YouTube, but the live broadcasts are Twitch exclusive.
Did you know that if you become a Twitch affiliate, you can't stream to YouTube or any other source anymore?
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, you can still upload your videos to YouTube.
Yeah, but you got to wait 3 days afterwards.
Oh, is it 3 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm sure they don't check it. Like, they don't give
Anyways,
shit,
fuck YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube has gotten really shitty, man.
I'm so pissed off at them. I'm so pissed off.
As if it wasn't tough enough to make money on YouTube as it is.
Do you want to recap what happened, Nick?
Yes. Well, let's say a month since they changed the previous partner level, which you had to get 10,000 views to be monetized. So they took away all of our monetization. Mm-hmm. Did a real poor job of notifying everyone.
Mm-hmm. They didn't even notify us. We just noticed it.
It might be in one of the emails.
In any case, so I got my monetization back. They didn't notify you that you had to re-monetize your videos. I thought the ones you had monetized before would just...
Right.
Which, stupid on my part, I guess. So I went another, almost a month without monetized videos. Got them all monetized again. And then here we are again. They changed it to you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time.
That's ridiculous.
So basically, there's no point.
Well,
there's
no point to doing it.
There is, but the barrier for entry is so much higher now. It used to be YouTube was for everyone, content creators, no matter what.
But the thing is, even small content creators like Nick and a lot of the other ones in our group that do stuff, they weren't making any money on it anyway. No. So why does it matter if it's demonetized, honestly?
It does matter to me because where I was doing tutorials, there's a higher payment for those. So,
but I mean, if it's not too rude, over the lifetime and amount of work you've put in, how much have you really made?
Well, I haven't uploaded in 7 months, but I would make $1 a day. So at the end of the year, I could get $365 extra.
Nice.
So if someone came into your house and people who are doing gameplays and stuff, it's so saturated you
get nothing for that.
Someone who has done the amount of work I did would make maybe $1 every 3 years. Or something like that. But there's a lot of people who are just getting... $365 is not going to break me.
No,
but
it's not going to break them either. And I know that it's over a lot of people. But the problem with it is it's almost... not to get political, but it's almost making the rich... It doesn't affect the rich people, but it affects all the poor people, basically, is what it is.
Well, it's a response to a rich guy doing stupid things, and then they punish all the little guys, but not the guy who did it. We're talking about the Logan Paul thing there.
See, I don't even know what he did. I don't even know who he is. I've seen his name blasted around because of some incident, but that's it.
He went into the suicide forest in Japan, I'm going to say it wrong, a Gogara or whatever. He found, he wasn't supposed to be in there anyway. He found a dead body before it was found by the authorities. Filmed the whole thing.
Well, I was going to say, the problem wasn't that he went. You're allowed to go. But the thing is, he wasn't allowed to film.
Yeah, you're not allowed in that part that he went in, though, because they got certain parts that they keep tidied up. So they went where they're not supposed to go. Found a body, made fun of it for about 45 minutes. Uploaded it, and people were notified that their loved one died by some guy making fun of them
on the internet.
On YouTube before they were contacted by authorities.
Wow.
Not okay.
Not okay.
That's obstruction of justice, first of all.
Yeah, very, very insensitive.
I don't know how laws work over there.
But so and advertisers were showing up on that video and they were getting mad because of that. So YouTube, what really happened in reality is YouTube probably took a financial hit and decided to claw back that money from a bunch of little sources instead of the real.
Well, I don't understand how YouTube would even make money on this, because advertisers are paying, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so even that's the whole point of it. Like, you advertise, you get money from advertisers. So I don't see how
YouTube gets a cut of it.
I don't know. It's just stupid.
And YouTube probably got sued from that family of the person that he was filming.
Well, he should be the one that got sued, not YouTube.
Yeah, but they allowed him to post it out.
Yeah. But the price of
they can't stop from
YouTube ads is not going down. So advertisers are going to pay the same amount, but now advertisers know that their advertisement is going to be on big influencers' videos and not on little guys.
Right.
Rather than, yeah.
So YouTube's still making the same amount of money, but they're paying out much, much, much less of it.
Yeah. It's almost like they're catering to the vocal minority, rather than everybody else gets affected.
Well, I mean, they're a money-making machine, so of course they're going to do what makes them more. They're a very greedy company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, it's Google.
Yeah. I did the calculations, and I can get half of the requirement easily.
Yeah, it's the 1,000 subscribers.
I got around 2,000 hours of watch time. If I actually uploaded videos, I'd probably get 4,000 in no time, but I'm only at 202 subscribers. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, the actual watch time, if you put enough content out, you'll get the hours. It's just a matter of 1,000 subscribers is a lot for somebody who's hasn't broke through. So trying to grind it out is
pointless.
Yeah. And you should last month I got 32 new subscribers from doing nothing for 7 months. So if it keeps up like that, it'll be fine. So.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it's pointless.
It's pretty pointless.
That's not true, though. You have a really pessimistic view about this, and I think that
I'm more realistic than all these hopeful kids that start out just now and think they're going to get famous. You're not.
You're thinking that everybody who does it thinks that they're going to do it as a full-time job, and if you're also working but also trying to upload and make content and
just don't bank on it, because it's not going to happen.
Then don't just say it's pointless and to give up, because then
make it if you want to make it. But if you're trying to do it to make money and get big, you're really not going to. It's like 1 in a million or 2 million or 3 million. It's really small.
I don't agree with that. Like, I mean, the numbers might be small, but no one makes it until they do. And 100% of people who don't try never make it.
Well, but don't put all your effort into it and your whole emotional, all of your time and your effort and all your emotion into it.
You can say that about anything in life. That's not a YouTube
If you
specific.
do, you do. But if you don't, I'm talking about Twitch too, because there's a ton of Twitch streamers that think that they're going to be huge, and they're just not. You're just not.
But the advice you're talking about can apply to anything in life. I mean, like, work hard, try at it, but don't expect that you're going to be the exception to the rule.
Yeah.
Definitely. But don't let that dissuade you from trying.
But you should put 100% into it, but don't be devastated if it don't work.
Right.
But if you put 100% into it, then you will be devastated.
No.
I would be.
Not if you have that mindset.
If you're emotionally invested.
Just don't be. Just don't be. Do your best. If you make it, it's awesome. But if you don't, just keep trying.
Mm-hmm. Keep your expectations low, children, to avoid disappointment.
No.
Wow.
That's
life
not
advice from Amanda.
You can do anything you want as long as you never give up.
Sure.
I believe I can
do you have like middle of the road advice between our two for us?
Yeah. I said it.
Recap.
Basically. Yeah. So just don't expect that you're going to be the exception to the rule, but still work hard and try at it and give it your best.
The thing that annoys me too about YouTube content creators and Twitch streamers lately on Twitter, I've seen tons and tons of posts over and over again, like, I put all this effort in and blah, 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 and I get no support, and I support all these other people, but I get no support back. Well, what did you expect to happen? Like, people that are close friends to us don't even listen to our podcast. So why do you expect all the support?
Well,
you can't expect that. It's just not realistic.
I mean, you just got to work hard. You can't.
Who's got 20 extra hours a day to go and watch all their friends' content? Nobody has the time to do that.
I mean, people are going to find what they want, and if people like it, they're going to tell other people. It's a word of mouth thing. Mm-hmm. It's getting the right thing to the right person, and the right person seeing it, and that's how people blow up. I mean, it's random. You don't need
people to be watching your stuff. That's almost useless, really.
It is, because you know everybody they know already, probably, and so it's not going to do you any good. Really.
Yeah, you want strangers watching your stuff.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so don't get butthurt and waste your time.
That's my point. Don't get butthurt when people don't give you the same amount of views back, because they're just as busy trying to get their shit out as you are.
Yeah, especially if you're just making friends with content creators.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They don't have time.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people consume and don't create. Yeah. And those are the ones you want.
Those are the ones you want.
Because they're the ones who have friends that are similar that, you know, if you can get in circles of other people away from you and in different demographics and things like that, that's what really spreads.
Yeah. There's a piece of advice I read that's really good, and I think it's apropos to this situation, is that don't get mad at people for not behaving like you expect, because people aren't against you, they're for themselves. And when someone does when someone does something you don't like, almost all the time they didn't even consider you. It's not like they're trying to screw you over. It's just that
don't take it personally.
They got their own shit going on. They're trying to do their goals. Everyone's living their own story. So, you know, just...
Well, and you also never know what's going on in somebody's life that's taking up the time that they would be spending to support you. Like, everybody's got stuff going on.
Yeah. Are you trying to say
their house might be full of
scorpions? The world doesn't revolve around me?
The world does not revolve around you, Luke.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, bud.
Mind blown.
Your world does. You're the hero of your own story, but...
Man.
He's like, not really.
I thought I was so important growing up.
Did you really?
I thought I was special.
Oh.
I think you're special.
Man, I
thought
I was...
You can do whatever you want.
I thought I was unique.
I didn't think I was special.
Hero.
I thought I was special from 16 to about 26. There were about 10 years there I thought I was the shit.
It was probably mid-late 20s when I was like, man.
And then I realized, I went back to the realization,
you guys are both special. You got your own things that make you unique.
But I thought I was like different. You know?
You should be proud of yourselves. You should be proud of yourselves.
I had powers somewhere. They're just waiting to get unlocked.
Man,
you know?
I really thought that for a minute. I really did.
It's such a romantic notion.
I was like,
unrealistic.
I was like, if I could just work out and then learn bow staff skills, I'll be a vigilante. It wasn't that.
Like,
oh, you could do that. You could do that.
Purpose, you know?
You do.
But no. It's that rags to riches story of every protagonist ever of every video game or book or, you know, the Luke Skywalker story or, you know, it's stuff like that.
Romanticizing yourself.
And it is.
You don't know what's going to happen.
I know.
You could be.
But
you could save the world from an asteroid or something.
Yeah. But as the years go on, the chances diminish every year.
We're on the downscale slope now of the graph.
You guys are depressing. You gotta.
I know.
You gotta have some faith in yourselves. You know what could happen? You could be 99 years old. You're gonna die tomorrow. An asteroid's coming towards the Earth. You walk out to the middle of the field, raise your arms, and all of a sudden you didn't know you could do it. Beams come out of your arms, blow up the asteroid, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, Nick was right," and I'll be over there.
Nick was right. That's your last thought before you died. Nick was right.
No, he blew up the asteroid, but I'm over there because I'm now 700. And I'm like, I told you could do it, Luke.
Yeah. I'm like, I really was the fifth element.
I told you were special. Amanda's now a YouTube star. I told her she could do it. She didn't believe me.
I don't even upload to YouTube.
She's giving 96-year-olds makeup advice.
Yeah. See, everyone made it. Everyone's special. Yeah.
Oh
wow. That would be great. But we did get a question. You know, we were talking about the Overwatch stuff on Twitch, and that's how this whole thing kind of snowballed.
Did it really?
But we got a question about it. So Laz wants to know. He said the Overwatch League just launched and looks highly successful.
That's how I knew it was successful. Because I read that.
If you owned an Overwatch team, what would its name be, and what would your team colors be?
I don't know.
I don't play Overwatch. That's all you.
Doesn't matter if you play.
I know what mine is.
eSports team name.
Yeah. My sports team name and anything I ever do is the Jinja Ninja. So we would be the Jinja Ninja.
We would be the Texas Whirlwinds.
The Twirlwinds.
The Twirlwinds? Oh, God, that'd be a terrible... They just spin guns the whole time.
Like kids Reaper, all scared.
McCree.
Oh, actually, that's kind of fitting for this, if they're just spinning guns.
Yeah, they're all McCree.
Yeah. My colors would be red and black, and and my team would be called the Murder Birds.
Murder Birds.
Murder Birds.
Yeah.
And then the upgraded Murder Bird Deluxes.
Yeah, you have to work real hard to get. It's DLC.
You are the Murder Bird Deluxe.
I am the Murder Bird Deluxe.
Man, I don't know.
Yours would all.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's see what Amanda thinks mine would be.
This would be
Insert
fun.
Harry Potter reference
they
here.
They all are red and yellow, scarved, glasses wearing wizards.
They're the Texas Pick-a-Sticks.
Oh my God.
Your team name is the Pick-a-Stick.
That still kills me.
I think it would be like blue and red, and it would be like blue and red fire. You know, like the
coming off of a phoenix?
With a phoenix, yeah. The phoenix. But then the phoenix
you're getting into Murder Bird territory here.
I know.
So y'all are similar.
It's okay. No, mine's a life bird. Yours is a murder bird.
Oh, okay. That's all right then.
Mine's a resurrection bird.
You could be called the Rebirths.
The Rebird. Reaper's Rebirth.
It's better than the afterbirths, I guess.
Oh, gross. Jesus.
Oh my God. There you go. You did it.
Last and another question. He said, imagine you're a pirate crew in the new Sea of Thieves game, which I don't know what that is.
Is that the Assassin's Creed? Is that the new Assassin's Creed?
I don't know.
I don't know. You must be asking someone who was in here.
So he asked this on Twitter, and I immediately answered in the most obvious way that I possibly could. So he said, who's the captain, the first mate, master at arms, and the poop deck swabber amongst the four of us? And I immediately replied with Captain Jack's gif of that I would obviously be the captain, or the ship's going down.
Okay, so no, Sea of Thieves is an upcoming action-adventure video game developed by Rare and published by Microsoft Studios for Windows and Xbox One. It's a pirate game.
So. Pirates. So what I need to know, if I'm the captain, like easily,
I need to know.
What does the first mate do and what does the master of arms do? Because we know the poop deck swabber is grim, so I just need to decide like between the two of you.
Right?
Well, what's the master at arms then?
Master at arms is the weapons guy,
okay.
Right?
So then Luke is the first mate, and Nick with his murdering tendencies is master at arms.
Poor Graham's not here, so he has to be the poop deck swabber.
He would have been anyway.
You ain't here, you can't choose.
He lives down in a dumpster in a sewer anyway.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Oh, wow.
Poop deck swabber.
What if there's a dumpster fire?
He can put it out with one of his dead bodies.
I'll shoot out the fire.
Around.
He'll pour salt on it.
Yeah.
Out of his eyes.
Yes. It's Christ salt. But do you guys agree, or do you think that you would be the captain?
With it. No, I wouldn't be the captain.
Until Nick has a fucking mutiny with all
Isn't
of his
one of the most famous
actually was going to
pirates
say
in
I'm
the
also
world?
a mutineer.
Yeah, that's exactly what would happen.
Isn't one of the most famous pirates in the world a female?
There was Our Fake History
Our
about
Fake
it.
History covered the female pirates.
Yeah.
I've not heard of her, so...
I don't remember what actually happened. I think they might have been myth.
What's her name?
They were not.
I think one of them was real.
And then, do you remember that episode of Archer where Cheryl is like descendant from one of those pirates, the main female pirate?
Maybe.
She mentions it. It's really
What's her name, though? Like, I've never heard of her.
Cheryl Tunt.
I don't remember. The most famous female pirate. I don't remember her name.
Yeah. So obviously not that famous.
This is like the most famous...
I think she was Scottish, actually.
Yeah,
like
she
Mary
was.
something.
She had, it was Mary or Marion or Miriam, like something like that.
Mm.
And I think she had red hair.
This is
most
like
most
the
heroines
most famous
do.
pencil sharpener in the world. It's like something that no one knows about.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, next question.
There was a leader of one of the Chinese pirate fleets, I think, or something, that was a woman. She was head of
Is it
a
Mulan?
really big organization. What?
See Mulan?
No. No, and actually, I think that's what they were referencing in the second or third Pirates of the Caribbean when they went to
see her.
Yeah.
They went to see the female
I think
pirate.
that's who it was supposed to be.
Okay, next question.
What?
Corrupted Natsume says, VR chat is like the biggest thing now. Totally.
What?
I don't know.
Why are you adding this inflection?
Because it says like. Yeah. And I just assumed.
Well, a lot of people say
have
that.
any of you jumped on that fad? What do you think of it? We talked about this for a second before we started, and I didn't even know what it was. So clearly, I'm not on the fad.
Nor I.
So I don't really talk to people.
Nick knows all about it. So what's the difference between VR chat and just video?
Yeah,
chatting?
like why wouldn't you just video chat?
Well, people like to be different characters and go around and have little adventures together and different scenes and stuff. I don't play this, but I've helped 2 people get characters into it now because I know Blender and all that stuff, so I help them out with that.
So you create like
it's an
3D avatar that you are.
So it's like that movie that's coming out, Ready Player One.
Oh, yeah, exactly like that. Basically. Yeah,
it's that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But your avatar can be anything. You upload your own, so
weird.
You know,
I have enough shit to do in real life as it is, rather than to lead a Second Life.
Oh, that's right. You said it was like that Second Life.
Yeah, my thoughts on it, where I have not been into it, is that it sounds like Second Life, except I guess better.
Except you have better. Yeah, you have like a customized avatar that you are.
Probably less sex.
Okay.
Or not. That's the thing. Like,
I don't know.
You got to go through that door over there.
Wait. So here's a good question: if you hook up with some person that you don't know in the VR chat, like it's not real, it's virtual reality,
right?
Would your spouse count that as cheating? Because probably. I think so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
No?
I would.
Mm.
That's going to create some gray areas.
Moral gray areas here.
Like there's not enough fucking of that already.
If I was married to someone and they were messing around with someone on VR chat, I would assume, and no offense to the people I know who play it because they're awesome dudes, I would assume that they're not going to be any match for me. So.
Oh. Well then.
Rip.
Well, I don't have a high opinion of people who spend a lot of time in those things, other than the people I know who are awesome people.
Wow. Oh, what did you just do?
I just deleted the last question.
Christ. You totally
so
deleted it. You
better remember what it was.
Nick, you got to repost the last question.
Oh, okay.
I accidentally deleted it.
Accidentally. She just doesn't want to talk about
I thought they were separate questions.
She doesn't want to talk about the important matters.
It was a good one, too. While you're pulling that back up, let me announce that this week, our executive producer for this episode is Joey Hansen, known in our chat as Pseudocidal.
He's the fourth
that guy's
brother.
Cool. Yeah, he donated a ton of Steam keys. And so his ton, like literal shit ton of keys combined with Luke's. So you know how we did that giveaway over the holiday season? Mm-hmm. We're going to do another one for Valentine's Day week. Mm. And we're going to be like, love your CoGPod giveaway. And so follow me on Twitter. And then in February, we'll be giving away a literal shit ton more games.
Yes.
And Joey like was pretty fun. Probably a nightmare to organize, but
it's not bad.
For me, it was a nightmare.
Oh, well. Get good. But no, Joey's from the disc golf group, which is fitting.
Oh, yeah. That's what the question was about. So the question is from Muse013. So
he likes all the favorite stuff, by the way.
This is my new favorite questioner.
Luke's new favorite question, Muse. So, and also that's one of your favorite bands. So this who is this person? Did you send this in for yourself?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so even though disc golf has been around since the 1900s and tournaments even back to that time,
I don't believe any
why
of
do you
this,
think it's gotten such...
Nick, shut up.
Why do you think it's gotten such a resurgence? Are you interested or members of the PDGA? What do you think of the pro leagues at the moment? Well, go ahead, Luke. Just have some time.
Because I know... Well, Amanda actually watches disc golf also.
I do.
With me. On YouTube's. So she likes the pro leagues. Okay. So
I like 4 or 5 people. I like Simon Lizotte.
Okay.
Even though he didn't respond to me on Twitter.
What a dick.
I like Paul Macbeth, even though he didn't respond to me either. Asshole. I love Eagle McMahon because he actually took the time to wrote me back. He wrote me back while he was at the airport.
Yeah.
Like,
he's a vegan though. I don't know if I trust him.
Dang it. I like clearly Ricky Wysocki.
Right, because bandwagon.
Also didn't write me back.
Mm-hmm. Nate Sexton.
I like big sexy commentary.
Yeah. Big German Nate Sexton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The girls, I only like Paige.
Yeah. Well, she's the best.
Yeah.
Did she write you back?
The rest of them aren't really.
What about Barsby? He's
okay.
You can't look at him because he'll like hypnotize you with the eyes, the Barsby eyes.
I don't think so at all.
I'll show you a picture. But
no, I don't really. Okay. They're okay.
So Amanda does know something about it. Okay, so disc golf has been around since like the early 1900s or so, but it was like literally pie plates, frisbees, and it didn't really become
That's just
organized.
called throwing stuff.
Yeah, it didn't really become like organized the way we know it until like the 50s, 60s. Actually, the creator, Steady Ed Hedrick, worked for Whammo and Frisbee, and like kind of started the game, and it's evolved, and I think in the last 20 years or so, I wouldn't call it a resurgence. I think it's actually just kind of growing now. It's been a steady increase, and then it's been kind of exponential in the last 20 years or so. I
think YouTube helped that, because that's one of the few things that people you can't watch live.
You can actually now. Well, they're getting better about it every year. There's more and more tournaments that are being broadcast live on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, now that there's so many platforms for it. And this year, they're actually a lot of there's a few leagues out there. There's the DGWT, which is actually, forget that one. That one's taking the year off because it was poorly managed. The World Tour. But the Pro Tour, the Disc Golf Pro Tour
Scandals.
is really...
There actually are a few, yeah.
Yeah, Disc Golf Pro Tour is actually doing really well, and that one is probably going to be, I think, take over and become like the major tour.
But I think YouTube has helped a lot, like, because of Spin TV and Jomez and stuff like that. People couldn't watch it before.
Yeah, CCDG and Jomez are both top-notch. Their production value, if you look over the last 2 or 3 years, has just gone through the roof, and it's crazy.
Jomez especially, their production is great.
Yeah.
They have really good drones. I want a drone.
But if you look at the numbers, I actually read an article recently that I posted in our Slack for the Disc Golf podcast to talk about next time. But if you look at the numbers over the last 20 years, it's gone from like 800 courses to over 6,000 courses.
I mean, like this random brewery we went to has a fucking course there. Like they're just putting them in wherever they have the space.
And the number of active PDJ memberships went up like 10 times. So it's really grown. I think it's kind of filtering in the communities. A while back, it really got a bad rap for being just a stoner community group.
Which it is.
There's still a lot of that out there.
Doing drugs now?
Oh man, all the drugs. No.
We don't. We actually don't.
No, but there are, it's
the
very
majority
prevalent.
Of them
It is still very prevalent, but now it's seen more as like a legitimate sport. It's like they don't allow alcohol or tobacco, on actual sanctioned events and stuff like that. And, I mean, obviously if you're playing casual rounds, people do it all the time, but, and I think that just the organization of it and it getting more widespread is just helping grow it exponentially at this point. And now...
You have a PDGA number, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You are a numbered person.
I joined last year. I'm 96430.
Oh, high five. You got in before they hit
before the 100,000.
The 100,000.
That happened in October of last year.
Because that's like a big thing to people that they didn't get in before it hit the 100,000 mark. They wanted a lower number. It's
just going so fast. And so I'm really happy with the way it's growing. I think that a lot of companies doing a lot of marketing and social media stuff, like Dynamic Discs is phenomenal at doing marketing, and
they all do really good.
But they're really big about their grow the sport stuff and getting in communities and trying to shake the stigmas that there were, about in the past, and trying to get it into like schools and teach younger and make it actually like part of a
you do it as part of the Play 60 thing that the football people do. Even like,
they do.
If you don't want to play football, then play disc golf.
Like Emporia, where Dynamic Discs is, all of their schools have like at least a few whole courses.
Little baskets.
And
side note also, since you mentioned Emporia, if you guys are fans of our podcast and also disc golf, if you're that small cross section of our audience, we will be at the Glass Blown Open. If you want to say hi to us, hit us up on Twitter and we will find you and say hi. Yeah.
There's going to be a whole group of us from the disc golf group that are going to be there actually. At least like probably 5 or 6 people.
We got like one of the very last hotel rooms
and it was
long ago.
Early
that was like 6 months ago. We had to get the reservation because it sells out so fast.
I think like 4 of them are staying in the Airbnb kind of thing.
We're actually working
Joey's
the
one
event.
Of them.
Oh, okay.
So
we'll see Joey there come out. He's pseudocidal. He's our executive producer this week, as I mentioned.
Yep.
We're going to be working the event, which will be really cool. So we'll be out on the field doing stuff.
Well, not during
have our staff T-shirts and all of that. So.
We're doing a lot of the pre stuff because we're getting there early, so we're going to be able to.
We'll be there the whole week.
we're actually going to be able to do a lot of like the prep stuff. So we'll be able to watch the actual events. So we won't have to be out there volunteering during that.
There's a bonfire event. There's drinking pub crawls. So find us if you're going to be there. Tweet us. We'll meet up and have a beer with you and hang out, say hi.
Yeah, if you're not aware, the whole week is basically the town like shuts down for this event. It's huge there. And they're going to have like 1,600 players this year, which is, I think, more than double what it was last year.
Yeah, it's gotten big. It'll be exciting.
Pretty cool.
So if you want to see us, hit us up. Let us know. We'll be around.
So, and then what do I think of the pro leagues at the moment? I kind of touched on that. Disc Golf World Tour, I think, is not going to make it. UC has made a lot of really stupid decisions over the last few years, like with not having the FPO in it at all, which is female.
I commend Paige for her decision of boycotting.
Yeah. Kat played in them, but that was about it. And then I think that he tried to spread too thin. I think it's a good idea to have world events to kind of get the world stage out there, but there's just not enough money in the payout and not enough payoff for these touring pros to go over there. You
spend like $10,000 to fly to Australia and back to win $1,500. Like it's not. It doesn't make sense.
Well, the problem.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and
just wanted to go to Australia.
Last year, Paul Macbeth almost pulled out of the Australian Open, and he's like number 1 or 2 player in the world. It's because the payouts are so low, even for the top and a lot
winners.
of people did pull out of it. Like Feldberg pulled out because he said it wasn't worth it. It's
so until the sponsors can pull enough money together to have the payouts be worth it, then the world tour stuff isn't going to work out.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's the biggest sponsor right now?
It's random.
Just the disc companies,
honestly,
really.
A lot of times it's disc manufacturers themselves.
Yeah, they have to do it themselves, and Adidas, it makes it really difficult.
Adidas does make some deals. They're actually, I think, teamed up with Innova this year. They were sponsoring Paul directly, but he wanted a bunch of money, and apparently the number they came back with was like a quarter of what he asked for, which is, I don't know. Anyway, and now there's been some news, probably since he sent this in, or she, I don't know who uses, but they... there's a new group called the DGI Group. It's Disc Golf Initiative that has signed a bunch of these top pros and Jomez and...
Jomez?
Yeah.
Really?
And basically, from what it sounds like, it's almost like a talent agency sort of thing, but also kind of almost like a union.
I was going to say, it sounds like they're unionizing the big names together to try to get more stuff.
Which this group, there's been a lot of kind of... I don't know if it's a good thing because I guess the guy that's behind it was behind a bunch of Super PAC stuff and has a lot of money owed. So it's kind of still touchy whether or not it's good. But apparently he did a big interview with, I think Smashbox, and it alleviated some of the fears that people had. We'll have to see how it actually pans out. But if that group is actually able to get bigger sponsors involved in disc golf, then I think that's a great thing. Because, I mean, if you look at the disconnect between how much the top athletes in this field make in a year, like Paul last year,
versus any other.
Yeah, I mean, sponsorship money aside, I mean, I think they make a lot more in I know they do. They make a lot more in sponsorship than they do in actual tournament winnings. But tournament winnings last year, the number 1 and 2 players in the world made like $70,000 and $30,000.
That's nothing compared to most sports.
And
it's nothing.
And you look at like a PGA, like a regular, ball and stick and ball golf, and how much the last cash person makes at one of the big tournaments, and it's like double that at least.
Oh, at least.
Yeah, and
this golf sounds like it'd be way more fun than watching regular golf.
I think it is. I think that it's a lot less frustrating. I think ball golf probably has a higher skill cap because.
Well, yeah.
But for the average Joe, I think disc golf is much better. It's cheaper to get in on.
Is it?
It is. Shh. I could buy my bag and fill it for the cost of.
Can you sell the other bag and a bunch of shit with it, please?
You hear this nagging. Anyway.
Lord, the amount of money.
But yeah, comparatively, and you don't have to pay to play. Most places, there are a couple like exceptions to that.
So the brewery that we went to yesterday, did you have to buy the 2 beers to get to play, or
I don't
you didn't?
think so, no.
That was just because we wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so some places are pay to play, but if they do, that means they're maintained by somebody. Most places are on public land, so they're maintained by cities or things like that. But
I don't think we've ever paid to play.
Yeah, we did it at Flat Creek at the winery.
Yeah, but that was because you get the wine.
You have to pay.
You get the wine stuff. Oh, you do pay no matter what.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's.
But theirs is like kept like an actual golf course.
It's also on a winery.
Yeah.
Maybe more people need to charge so that they can bring up the purses for the tournaments and stuff.
Well, that's a very contentious thing in the disc golf community. A lot of people are for it that are serious about the game, but the people are very casual about it, like, fuck that.
Well, maybe the high tier courses can charge.
Yeah. I think there's a place for both.
Keep the local ones free and open for those.
I definitely think there's a place for both. You know,
I've played a course really low, like $2 or something like that.
Yeah.
That's true. $2 tee would be fine.
I played a course in the Wilco course, the one up in Williamson County. That's it's $1 a person to play.
I mean, that's because you used to pay money to play fucking putt.
Yeah.
So like, why would you not pay the few dollars to play here?
Well, if you look at it, you're paying anywhere like the cheapest you'll find regular ball golf is like $30 around.
Yeah.
You know, 20 to 30 at the cheapest, and that's for like cart and green fees. And you know, it goes up over thousands of dollars for these illustrious courses that people, you know, are membership only and stuff like that. And you think about, on even a decent course in any given city, you can probably find for $40-$50 a round. You know, I would say that's probably a good,
I don't think you could find that here. I'm pretty sure you couldn't. Yeah.
Well, American dollars.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that's like millions of
80,
Canadians.
About the same.
About 70, 80 for you, 80, 90, somewhere in there. Well, actually, I don't even know what
no, it wouldn't be that much,
now.
But I'd say if it was 70, that's probably what you'd pay for.
Okay.
Right.
Front nine
and
back
I mean, if
nine.
you go to nicer areas, no fucking way you're getting less than 100. You know, you go to San Diego or Scottsdale or something.
But any other place is not free, like Top Golf, putt,
right?
Like golfing.
Yeah.
None of them are free except disc golf, and that's probably part of the problem.
Yeah, and it's also one of the reasons I think it's growing so much because it is so accessible. You can go to Play It Again Sports and buy 5 used discs for $50 or less.
Yeah.
You know, $40-$50. Even 3. You can get a 3-pack for $30.
I'd just make my own.
And just play. Shut up.
They're basically just circles, in case anyone don't know.
Yeah,
they're
circles. That's it. That's all it is. No, there's no physics or aerodynamics.
Cut it out of cardboard and just like beat the lot of you.
Yeah.
Did you hit every point that Muse asked
I think
about?
so.
Okay. We don't want to keep going on and on. It's not a disc golf podcast.
No, I know, but you got me going.
I know.
Oh, that's going to be fun for, like, we do have people who watch who like disc golf, obviously.
Yeah. And maybe people get interested in it. If you do get interested, check out tutorials on YouTube. You know, Will Schustrick has good videos for, like, beginner form and stuff like that. Or just watch some tournaments from Joe Mez or CCDG if you want to see what people
I was kind of skeptical before, but everything that Pseudo likes is stuff that I like. So if he says that disc golf is cool, I guess I got to believe it. So.
Hey, Pseudo's a good guy. He likes beer and booze and
Dragonlance.
Did you say booze or boobs?
Yes.
Oh, I bet he likes boobs.
Yeah. And,
I like boobs.
And disc golf and video games. And so, yeah.
Well, anyway, I think that's enough of that.
Yeah.
Well, so if you want to see us, we'll be at Glass Blown Open. Follow on Twitter to talk to us there. We'll be doing more giveaways soon. I think that was it. Oh, we need a few more 5-star ratings on iTunes, for the love of God. For the number of y'all that listen, you lazy bastards. Just go fucking rate it. Jesus Christ.
Nobody listens on iTunes is the problem. But
yes, they do.
You can just go log in. It's fine.
Whatever. Anyway, do that.
And
we will...
It.
You haven't even...
Yeah, me too.
God dang it, you guys.
See how hard it is to get people to do it, even people involved.
I know, and that's your own thing. So, anyway.
Just make a fake account or something. Come on.
Make 10 fake accounts.
You know what, guys? We'll just do it. We're going to make 10
Never
fake
mind.
accounts.
Y'all get it. Do it myself. All right, well, we're going to wrap it there. We'll talk to you guys next week. Everybody say goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Man, we're getting good at this. It only took 62. It only took like about 59 episodes, but we're starting to get good at this.